Oh, Jesus! Oh, God! Oh, God! Holy shit! Holy shit! What have I done? What have you done? What have you done? Kate, you said just a little bit ago that you liked watching videos that were a bit scary. You know, sort of like real world stuff happening.
Yeah, there's like dash cam ones that pop up on my recommended, and there have been some camera ones, but they don't pop up as often. But
so there's a channel that's existed for a long time here on YouTube. He's been a mainstay of the YouTube horror community. His name is Mr. Nightmare, and he usually does like scary story readings off of Reddit or scary like posts on Facebook. But here recently, he's really started to delve into more realistic, kind of sort of true crime stuff. And
stuff with like evidence to back up it actually happening.
Yes. For instance, there was one. It was the scariest school bus stories, and it was about a troop of a school bus filled with 25 kids ranging from ages 7 to 14.
I think they had 5 to 14, didn't they?
Huh?
There were some 5-year-olds, I thought.
Oh, 5-year-olds, sorry.
Yeah.
From 5 to 14, my mistake.
So that was one of the things that was like really like Jesus Christ to me about it. Like they were doing this to like 5-year-old kids.
And basically they took all these kids out to the middle of nowhere, put them in this concrete box underground, and basically buried them alive.
What?
And turns out in order to keep it from people from getting out, they sealed the exit shut and put like a 1,000-pound weight on top of it, like a 1,000-pound lead plate on top. And the bus driver was trapped in there with them. And thankfully, after enough time of like really pushing and trying to get it open, they managed to squeeze it open enough for them to get out. And every child survived. The bus driver survived. And turns out the guys who did it were going to ransom the state for, I think it was over $20 million to get them back.
What the hell?
And the people who, and here's the crazy thing
Did
about
they
the
get
U.S.
Caught?
Huh?
Did they get caught, right?
Yes, they got caught. But you know what the shitty thing about the American justice system is? Every single one of them right now is on the streets walking free.
What the hell?
They serve time in prison, but again,
how did they get out of that?
Well,
they all got paroled.
They all got paroled because of the fact that none of the kids died. If one of the kids would have died, then all of them would potentially be serving life. But thankfully for them, where none of them died, and all of them just like got a kidnapping charge. Kidnapping, that'll net you, like, because of the excessive nature of it, they got like over like 20 years each, but all of them got paroled eventually. Oh my God. And now all of them are out walking the streets.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. And anyway, though, Mr. Nightmare has started doing Ring cameras. You know, like the doorbell
like
cameras.
What your
Mom's got one. So he's been having people send him in the scariest Ring camera interactions. And there was one in the last one. It was literally a guy who knocked on the door, and the guy and the homeowner answered back. He wasn't home, and he was just like, "Hey." He was like, "Hey, why are you here?" And the guy was like, "Oh, I saw a pretty lady walk into the house, and I wanted to go inside and." Like he said this on camera in front. He's like, "Yeah, no." So open the door. Let me go in there.
Post-production, mate, you can't have the R word in videos.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. So basically, he said that, and the homeowner was just so shocked he didn't know what else to say, and the guy just turned around and walked away. And the wife was home. She was home, but thankfully the guy didn't try to break it in.
I'm so glad that she didn't answer the door.
No, I know. And she thought about it, but she didn't know the guy, and the guy literally knocked and was like, "Are you there? Are you sure? Are you there?" For like a solid 5 minutes.
Wait, to the camera?
No, to the front door.
Oh, to the door.
And then, like, when the Ring camera was activated, when the homeowner who was at work saw it, and he talked to the guy, that's when the guy said that. And thankfully, the wife didn't open the door, because if she would have. Thankfully, they caught the guy later on, and turns out he's a very mentally disturbed man who was wanted in California on several charges of assault.
Oh my God.
And Yeah, it's
glad
just
they caught him.
Oh yeah, and also in the previous video, there was also an instance of like one of the videos that was shown, but Mr. Nightmare has volume 3 of scary videos caught on Ring cameras, and I guess we're gonna give it a watch and we're gonna see what happens. Anyway, here we go.
This is a part 3 to the scariest things caught on doorbell cameras. And once again, by the end of the video, you may consider getting one yourself. This footage that a viewer sent me. A person can be seen crouch walking towards his front door through his doorbell camera.
Oh, and
the person was wearing a hat, face mask, and sunglasses, allowing none of his face to be seen.
What the hell's he doing? Oh, he's covering
Trying to cover the camera.
After trying to open the front door and failing, the person starts to fiddle with the doorbell, noticing it's a video doorbell, so he probably tries to take it off.
Those are hard to take off.
Mm-hmm. They're wired in, you dumbass.
You think he knows or cares?
What likely happened was that when he realized that he couldn't get the doorbell unmounted without a special screwdriver, he started to hold his hand in front of the camera after ringing the bell. The viewer told me that this happened at 2 in the morning, and so when he heard his doorbell and ring notification go off, he instantly went to his phone to check who was at the door, only to see exactly what you're seeing. The man then walks past the doorbell to the side of the house, and by this point, the homeowner was on the phone with 911 reporting the incident. While on the phone with 911, the homeowner heard the doorknob to the side entrance door being fiddled with, and this was a door that he had been known to leave unlocked accidentally from time to time. However, luckily on this night, that wasn't the case. Since the intruder couldn't simply walk in through either door, he started to say hello repeatedly through the door, in an off-putting tone that sounded so overly friendly that it was creepy. The 911 operator told the homeowner not to open the door or to even acknowledge the person. The person would then start to bang on the door for a few moments until seemingly giving up. The police showed up but couldn't help out much based on the video. Later that night, the homeowner received another notification that there was movement at his front door. When he checked the video feed, he couldn't see anyone. He still has no idea who was under that mask and glasses.
So yeah.
Fuck.
I know, right?
This following footage was also captured by a viewer's doorbell camera at their old house, which is still active while he tries to sell it. One morning at around 4:30 a.m., his cameras detected a man running from across the street from his neighbor's home, across his front yard, and up to his front door. The man was naked, with one of his hands blocking his privates.
Oh, that's weird.
The footage was caught from 2 angles. He was arrested a short while later by local police, and was apparently high on crystal meth, and he had removed his clothing due to a fear of snakes being inside of his clothes, and he was running around the neighborhood
Don't do
knocking on
meth,
doors
kids.
and ringing doorbells yelling for help.
Oh my god.
So just so I can state this, drugs are bad, okay? Drugs
Side
bad.
effects of crystal meth may include nothing. It ain't got no goddamn side effects. But a small number of pussies may experience hallucinations. Euphoria.
Bobby Possum Cod,
Yeah.
are you serious right now? Come on now, man.
The
Every so
neighborhood is
often, every once in a
reportedly
while, it
pretty
makes you feel
quiet.
like this.
The homeowner never had any sort of issues before this. In his words, he ran up my front yard onto my front porch and rang the doorbell. For the next minute or so, he was ringing the doorbell and knocking while pacing back and forth. He looked panicked, and his expression drifted from someone in pain to a look of pure crazy, and at one point said he needs help. After that, he ran off back into the night. The guy was picked up by an officer around 5 a.m. not far from his house. And this footage is why you always check who's at your door before you open it, especially if you have a doorbell camera. If someone who you don't know shows up to your door late at night, don't open it. Unfortunately, in this video, that's exactly what this homeowner did. Around 10 p.m. one night, a suspicious-looking hooded man approaches the front door of a random house rather quickly and aggressively, and he right away tries to open the door. After realizing it's locked, he goes to ring the doorbell. Disappointingly, the homeowner opens the door rather quickly instead of checking who's at his door at this hour first.
Yep.
Hello. Hi. How far are you, sir? Who are you? Everybody knows. How far are you? Good. You need to leave. How far? Out there. What's the reason staircase? What? What's the stone stairs? Come on, where are you going? What's the stairs? Goodbye, Q.
The fuck?
Damn.
The homeowner was likely too trusting a person, which put him in danger. Even his initial hi to the stranger at his door sounded overly friendly, considering the man was already creeping in the second the door was open.
Hello.
Yeah, hell no.
No, immediately.
Hell no.
Anybody that tries to take a step in my house, they're
hand
getting
in the middle of chest, pushing his
I
ass.
would have
Yeah,
like,
they're
holding
getting
his
stiff
ass back.
armed.
Like holding
I
his
wouldn't
ass
even
back, be like,
opened it.
hey, what you doing? I don't know you.
Yeah,
What are you
the
coming to my house
fuck?
for? No.
Oops.
Oh, you're alright.
Pushes the man out, causing him to punch the glass of the door before it's even fully closed. The man then stands there for another minute or so, fiddling with the doorknob a few times, though the rest of the footage is cut off. The dialogue is near impossible to completely make out, but it seemed the man was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and was likely attempting to burglarize the home. The homeowner called the police, but the man was gone by the time they arrived. It's unknown if he was found.
Oh shit.
Yep.
This
Nope.
image was posted from the owner of a Ring camera in a Facebook group to caution others. The woman warned in her post to beware a strange man wearing a white mask lurking around the neighborhood after her camera caught him trying to look into her home a little after 10 p.m. one night.
God,
The
that's
woman
so creepy.
said, "I just want my neighbors to be aware and safe. Please, if possible, share this post. Screenshots are welcome." Not sure what colors he was wearing, but had a hoodie and jeans on. The disturbing picture shows the man in the mask looking directly into the camera. This is exactly the type of image that you'd never want or expect to see come up on your doorbell camera footage. But it's also the kind of image that would make you sure as hell grateful that you had one. Neighbors of the woman also reported seeing the man walking around and approached their front doors. Thankfully, no one opened the door to him.
Thank God.
On April 10th, 2020, Arlington Heights police released the doorbell surveillance video that shows a home invasion in which a homeowner shot and killed one of the armed assailants. The video was taken on April 4th and shows two men wearing surgical masks and gloves ring the doorbell of a home on North Evergreen Avenue. The two assailants, Bradley Finnan and Larry Brodax, were armed with a gun and knife when they forced their way into the home with the intent to rob
Broad
the family.
freaking
Yep, they
daylight,
deserve
too.
to die.
Huh? Oh yeah, this is...
Fuck them.
They deserve to get shot.
Sorry.
No, they deserve to get
I can't believe they're doing this in broad daylight either.
I can't. And look at this. Look at this. Kids, like, families are, like, coming out of their homes and shit like that, dude. No, don't let him in. Oh, it's a lawn worker over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, beat his ass.
I was okay. I'm gonna have to censor part of that because, you know,
Yeah.
that's a whole lot of crack.
Not to mention, you know how YouTube feels about violence nowadays.
Yeah.
Where's the other one?
Luckily, in
Inside.
this case, the homeowner fought back, chasing Finnan outside and punching him to the ground, as seen in the video. The homeowner then returns inside the home, out of view of the camera, where he found the other assailant, Larry, pointing a gun at his wife and two children. The homeowner retrieved the family gun from a safe and confronted Larry. During a struggle, the homeowner fired a single shot into Larry's abdomen. He fell to the ground and died in the home. Bradley Finnan was arrested nearby and later charged with felony murder and 2 counts of home invasion. On April 10th,
Well,
2020,
he got
this
what
was
he
the footage
deserved.
taken by the Ring doorbell of a viewer's friend Kayla in a small California town. Kayla was being stalked by her crazy former friend Thomas, who became obsessed with her over time and would constantly express his alleged love for her, despite her telling him numerous times that she didn't feel the same way. The week that this footage was taken, Kayla was bombarded with texts and voicemails from Thomas. And as you can see, if you care to pause the video and read some of the texts,
And I'm sorry I upset you. I genuinely hope you have a good day no matter what. Okay, I'm glad that you glad to see you're yourself again. I'm glad you're okay too. That was scary, and I thought I lost you as a friend. It's okay. It wasn't the worst. I want to still help you in any way I can. Thanks for apologizing. I know it
starts with what seems to be Kayla accepting his apology.
We can talk more later, maybe tomorrow, if it's okay. I told Megan about this because I
his
need
behavior.
comfort
However,
from her. We will be here for you if you need our help or
as the text and voicemails
talk.
just keep coming in, she begins to realize how crazy
And I hope you can understand that I'm a bit nervous to be alone with you after that. It was a bit much for me.
he may be. What you're about to hear are some audio clips from different voicemails he's left on her phone.
Of course you need space. I'm happy for you to take it for a while. Please go and recover and think and dance and all. I want you to take all the time you need. I didn't do this for any other reason than to leave or be left, no matter what, if that's what it takes. You're safe. Be safe. You're always safe, and all of us are making sure about that. Don't think about this. Or think about this.
After she had stopped
Don't be
answering
alarmed.
him.
It was only a test.
Hey, Kayla. Listen, I want to make sure you're not too worried about what happened at the party last week. I had an amazing time, and I think you're goddamn beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful. And I'm sorry I got so sick. I wanted to come be with you while you were getting ready, and I was just so totally out of it, and I'm sorry.
I'm completely delusional, but fuck you, Kayla. Damn.
But I think I might love you, and I'm sorry, and I'm gonna give you some space, and I want to be there for you, and I can't get you out of my fucking head, and I want to be there for you. God damn it. So fucking goddamn it. And all I can do is think of you and want to be with you. And I want to be with you. I want to be your Flynn Rider, and I want to be everything to you. God damn it, babe. You're fucking amazing. You are amazing. You're my knight in shining armor, and I'm so fucking terrified of you. And God, I love you so much.
What's he got in his hand?
So much. Please call me back.
Looks like a drink of some kind. He's probably drunk.
No, I lied. I'm not gonna give you some space. I'm sorry. I'm coming over. I know you're up and thinking about me. I'm sorry. I'm fucking God. I'm not sorry. God, I'm coming over. Fucking, I'm already driving. I've been driving the whole time. God damn it. I'm coming over. Fucking, I'm not gonna give you space. I know you called me back. I saw that. Yep. I know you're up thinking about me. God.
This
What
man
the
needs
hell?
help.
Yeah, this dude's psychotic.
This dude needs help. I mean, honestly, like, good lord.
God damn it. Oh, God damn it. I'm coming over. One way or another, I'm coming over. Fucking whatever, however, whatever. God, I'm coming over. I'll see ya. I'll be there in like 10 minutes or whatever. Whatever. I'll come over right now. Damn it. I'll see ya. Bye. I love you. Rough road, oh, it's a rough road. Fuck you, Kayla. I am fucking crazy, God damn it. What? Fuck you. I'll drive into the field. God damn it. Maybe my dad's car. Fuck you. Fuck you, Kayla. I am goddamn crazy. I'm crazy for you, God damn it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I am crazy. Oh, don't you pick up. Don't you pick up. We just don't know.
We just don't. He's got like.
All right. I'll settle. Anything for you, my queen. Anything for you. I'll settle.
Pause it for a second. It's almost like he's got two people talking.
Again, that's the whole thing. I think this dude is maybe an undiagnosed schizophrenic, maybe.
That is weird. God, I hope she's okay.
From what they said, it seems like she's perfectly fine. I don't know.
I hope he got some help too.
I hope so too, because this is, again,
My phone is dying
taking her
anyway.
meds.
My phone is dying anyway. I'm still gonna drive by your house in a second tonight, though. I dare you not to have your blinds open to check. I'm crazy. Maybe you'll never know if I did it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
The footage of him showing up to Kayla's house was right after one of his phone calls saying he's coming over, even though it was clear by this point she wanted nothing to do with him. Eventually, Kayla and her friend Ravon would find out that Thomas wasn't even his real name. His real name is Matthew. He'd been using the fake name Thomas Castle, which was a reference to the Marvel character The Punisher. Thomas was a reference to Thomas Jane, the second actor to play the Punisher, and Castle was a reference to Frank Castle, the Punisher's last name. The fact alone that he had been using a fake name with his friend and supposed love of his life was already a huge red flag, and maybe a sign that he was hiding something in his life. The ring footage was taken at 2 in the morning, and after leaving, he would go on to send some more texts, which would progressively get angrier. 4 days after this footage was taken, Kayla and her friend went to the police and filed for a restraining order. He left her alone about a month or so after the restraining order was put into place. Kayla blocked his number and blocked him on social media, and reportedly he basically disappeared from the world, and no one knows where he is now.
Doesn't sound like he got help.
No, sounds like he's still possibly at large, maybe terrorizing someone else, I don't know. But, damn, that's messed up, dude. Look, I hate to say it, but whenever it comes to someone saying that they're not interested, take a hint.
Yeah.
Take a hint and leave them alone, all right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've been denied before, and I've denied others. There was one girl, she basically was... Here's the thing. We hooked up after, I broke up with my one girlfriend that I'd been with for the longest, and I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't anything more than just a fling.
Mm-hmm.
Her, though, according to her, I was the love of her life. I was her boyfriend. I was this. I was that. I'm like, no. Don't go around telling people that I'm your boyfriend. That's not the case. And she basically wouldn't stop. And then eventually, I said I was a bit rough when I handled telling her to stop, because she basically is like, why won't you love me? Why won't you love me? And I basically looked right dead in the face, and I was just like, I hate to break it to you, but I don't love you, and I never fucking will.
Mm-hmm. What'd she say?
She basically she yelled fuck you as loud as she could, pushed me, and then she turned around and ran off. And I could have handled that better. I could have let her down easier, but again, there's only so much patience that someone can have.
Yeah.
For again, and plus she wanted to hook up with me. I mean, she was very, very aggressive about it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, once it gets to a certain point, you have to just stop. You have to just draw the line and say, look, I'm not interested. I don't have any will to be involved with you in any capacity, relationship-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, and people who can't take a hint about that and think if they just keep, forcing their way in some way, or just get them interested in some way, it's just like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make someone love you who has no interest in you. If anything, improve yourself. Work on self-improving. I mean,
right.
That's the best thing that you can do. Okay.
It doesn't make any sense to be second choice for anyone.
No.
You should have more respect for yourself than to be like, oh, well, maybe if I stick around long enough, they'll eventually change their mind. No.
They'll settle for me.
If they didn't want you like you are right now, you don't need to even change for them. They decided they're not attracted to you that way, and you owe it to yourself to move on to other things.
You should, find someone who actually does love you, and
I feel embarrassed because with my very first girlfriend, I had no experience, and I was like, yeah, I like you, and then kind of stuck around for a long time after initially being denied, just being like, maybe she'll change her mind. And then once I got older, I was like, that was stupid, and I never should have done that, Yeah. Which she did eventually change her mind, but it was only because her two best friends kind of convinced her to date me, apparently. And so I was just like, well, See, I only ended up even dating her for a little bit because she was basically peer pressured into it, and that makes me feel horrible about it.
Yeah, and again, her friends are kind of, I'm not going to say, her friends were a bit scummy doing that. You know, trying to force her into being in a relationship with you because it's almost like...
They mainly did it because they knew that her ex was, like, abusive and shit, and they knew me and knew that I would be so much nicer to her and stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. I think, but it's just like, I should have just been like, all right, if you're not interested, you're not interested, and just moved on. But that was literally when I was a lot fucking younger and a lot fucking dumber. Yeah. So I always tell people, like, you know, I learned my lesson based off that, and everybody else should take a hint. Like, if you have not had that situation and you still creep on people and think something's going to change after you ask one time, you need to stop.
Yeah, people don't change. Not unless they want to.
Well, again, and like, people claim, like, in order to change yourself, you really have to dedicate yourself. You really have to tear yourself down as a person and rebuild yourself. And not everyone can do that.
Nope.
I've seen it. I've seen change happen. I've seen someone go for, like, there was a kid I grew up with. His name was Josh. He was just so lazy, overweight, and all that. And then cut to him, I think 5 years after he graduated high school, the dude was jacked. Dude was just like, and he had such a better mindset for himself. Mm-hmm. And basically, I asked him, like, dude, what happened? Like, how'd you wind up like that? He's basically just like, it was just a changing of my mindset, man. I had to look at myself. It took me a long time to realize how self-destructive I was being. And it's true. I mean, people form these self-destructive habits, and they just get used to it.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
And Chad kind of inspired me, just like, you know, with his talks to me about just investing in myself.
Yes.
Like where he said that Nikki basically came after him, you know. I'm like, I want to keep investing in myself to the point that someone comes for me, you know. Like,
yeah.
It's like, I know, like, modern society, like, denotes that usually the dude has to ask the girl out, but I want at least to invest in myself to the point where I feel like I finally meet someone and they at least are flirting with me and stuff, and I feel like, yes, this is because I've invested in myself enough.
Again...
Yeah, well, at the first, like, you should love yourself first, and then, like, I mean...
And that's why I've literally been just kind of going with the flow and just trying
taking
to
up new hobbies,
get myself in positions I want to be in for the past several years, rather than just actively going out all the time being like, I gotta find somebody.
Yeah. And
also, it doesn't matter how old you are either. You know, people are like, have this like stipulation that they have to be a certain age to, or they're never gonna find anybody. Blah blah blah.
Again, that my family has that whole thing too, where they're just like, well, if you wait past 30 to have kids, you're never gonna have them. Like,
good.
According to whom? There's plenty of people I know. Like, there's people who I know in their 40s who are able to have kids. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's all about just, like, how I want to live my life.
Right.
I don't want to have a kid right now because I honestly don't know if I'm ready to be a father.
This is not a having kids economy that we're in right now.
Uh-oh.
No.
Hell no.
Not at all. But
kudos to those who can make it work.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yep, you got way better jobs than I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
At least way better paying. This is the best job I've ever had, hands down, and it's, like, fun to actually be at work, you know, so, like, but obviously, like, still with the economy and everything, I'm taking care of my cat, and he gets priority, and I don't want to have to pay for another human on top of him, because then I won't be able to spoil him as much, so.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mr. Kitty over there.
Yeah,
he's just, like, napping.
Look at he's just a loaf over there.
Maxin' chillaxin'.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
He's fat and happy.
I'm surprised he hadn't come over here to, like, beg you for food.
Yeah, I think it's just because I placated him with borrowing some dry food from Nate.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right.
He's been munching on that throughout the day.
Anyway, that's going to do it, everybody. This was Scary Videos Caught on Ring Cameras, Volume 3 by Mr. Nightmare. Be sure to check out Mr. Nightmare by clicking the link in the top of the description. And also don't forget to check him out by clicking his name in the title of the video. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Kate.
I am Nick.
Take care, everyone. Peace.
See ya.